Hi, I'm Nancy Dell. I'm a registered dietitian and certified diabetic educator. I own Nancy Dell and Associates Nutrition Counseling in Feeding Hills, Massachusetts. Today we're going to be talking about lowering your blood sugar naturally. To start, let's just understand what happens to food when you eat it. Generally, when you eat food, it becomes blood sugar. That blood sugar should normally be taken up by your cell and used for energy. But when your blood sugar goes too high, it can be because of one of two reasons. First, it could be that the cell has too much fat in it. So when the blood sugar tries to go in, there's no room. So simply losing weight can lower your blood sugar. Second, your blood sugar may go high because your body doesn't use its insulin properly. So insulin normally is the key that opens up the door to your cells so the blood sugar can go in. If your insulin is not working well, your blood sugar goes too high. In that case, you want to choose foods that don't make a lot of blood sugar. There are basically three things in foods: your fat, protein, and carbohydrate. We're going to focus on the carbohydrate. That's the part of food that raises blood sugar the most. Now, when we talk about carbohydrates, we're referring to the foods here circled in orange, mainly your fruits and fruit juices, your grain foods, your goodies, as well as starchy vegetables like potato, corn, peas, beans. Ice cream is a goodie. There are also some carbohydrates in your yogurts and in your milk. We're less concerned with these, mainly concerned with the lower portion of this chart. Now, think about carbohydrates kind of like this tennis ball, that when I throw you this tennis ball, you can catch it. But if I throw you too many tennis balls at one time, you can't handle them. Same in the case of blood sugar. Too much carbohydrate at one time, you can't handle getting too much at one time. So you need to monitor your carbohydrates. You have three methods to do that. First is just the plate method. You can make sure that your plate is only 1/4 carbohydrate. Second is to actually count your grams of carbohydrate, to read your labels. Your dietitian can help you determine how much carbohydrate you should have at each meal. Generally, it might be somewhere between 30 grams per meal up to 75 per meal, depending on your activity level and your height and your weight. The third method is to use the exchange system that's been around for years, where you can have a certain number of servings of carbohydrate foods at each meal. Your starches, your fruits, your milk foods, as well as starchy vegetables. So you can pick one of those three methods depending on what fits your lifestyle the best. Once you've decided the method, it's also important to make sure your carbohydrate foods are high fiber. So it's whole grains, whole grain breads, crackers. Light breads are also very good because they're lower in carbohydrate. Whole grain pasta and rice, whole grain cereals. Your fruits should be in the form of whole fruits, not juices. And when it comes to the milk foods, we're less concerned unless you're on insulin with these milk foods, but you will get some carbohydrate in milk and in yogurt. So when you want to manage your blood sugar naturally, you want to think about focusing on carbohydrates and managing them in one of the three methods, depending on what fits your lifestyle the best. But basically, it's only going to fill 1/4 of your plate and be a fist size, whether you're counting carbs or using the exchange system. And then make sure your carbs are high in fiber.